Okay, we interrupt that report to bring you this. We are now told that the ANC top 6 leadership has now arrived at the home of the now late DSG Jessie Duarte. This is at the back of a passing this morning. Let's listen in to what is happening there now.
Your own ranks, especially with you, Mr. Mantashe, you would know that she was also very much a disciplinarian. It's good to see you smiling in this tough moment.
Something that you never accepted. She was talking straight, shooting straight. If it is black, it's black. If it's red, it's red. If it's white, it's white. That's Jessie for you.
Mr. Mantashe, you came to the family home in the wee hours of the morning when the first news came out at about 2 o'clock. When you arrived, having worked with Jessie Duarte when you were Secretary General, she was your deputy. How would you characterize her character? How did you feel when you arrived, when your comrade, when your leader was no more?
Jessie worked with me in one office for 5 years. Okay, 5 years. It's not a long time. But I can tell you that straightforward, you don't second guess her, you don't assume anything. He says things as he sees them. That's it. If she sees something, she says it as is. That's it.
She had
That's
to at times, communicate, Mr. Mantashe, very difficult messages on behalf of the movement, whether it came to the suspension of the Secretary General, sometimes regarding former President Jacob Zuma. I mean, when you look, as you were saying, what was black, what was white. At times, how difficult was it then to deal with a character such as hers in the context of the environment within the ANC that it currently finds itself in?
It's an occupational hazard for a secretary. Whatever. If you are in the office of the Secretary General that's an occupational hazard. You can't avoid it. It's like working underground and you think that you will avoid dust. You can't.
Mr. Mantashe, on the issue, looking at the current contemporary politics of the ANC and having to go through that dust, knowing how fractious the ANC is at this point in time, don't you think her character would have been needed in the SGO office, looking at how you are simply failing to adopt credentials these days?
That is the point I made earlier, that we lose at the wrong time, when we need her most. Now you want me to repeat that? I'm repeating. We're losing Jessie at the wrong time. We needed her more now. The period between now and December is going to be quite complex and would have needed her.
When's the president arriving? It is 12:30. We understand that the procession is meant to move here from 1 o'clock.
I don't know. I stay in Pretoria. I stay somewhere else.
Mr. Mantashe, condolences to you, Mr. Mantashe, who has been the Secretary General of the ANC and has worked extensively with Jessie Duarte for a period of 5 years there at Luthuli House, saying that they have lost Jessie Duarte critically at a point in time when the ANC needed her the most, particularly going to the 55th National Conference of the ANC. As you can also see, the provincial chairperson of the ANC in Gauteng, Panyaza Lusufi, going inside the family home. He was alongside Gwede Mantashe at arriving at the family home at about 2 o'clock this morning when the news first came out to ANC leaders that that ANC's Deputy Secretary General is no more. He was here in the very early hours of the morning alongside Nomvula Mokonyane as well. When we arrived here at about 7 o'clock in the morning, we found Gwede Mantashe, Panyaza Lusufi, Nomvula Mokonyane, and also Daphne Nkosi, businesswoman and friend of Jessie Duarte, already here at the family home. Paul Mashatile, the Treasurer General, also did come in the early hours of the morning until he had to leave to prepare for the press briefing that the ANC had at Luthuli House at 10:30 this morning. The eulogy at the West Park Cemetery will be delivered by the President of the Republic of South Africa, as Jessie Duarte has been given a category 2 a funeral of the state by President Cyril Ramaphosa. We also do know that former heads of state, former President Mbeki, former President Kgalema Motlanthe, who was also Deputy President of the ANC, Kgalema Motlanthe, will also be part of the funeral procession. We also do know that former President Jacob Zuma, due to his bail conditions, cannot make it to the funeral in Muslim customs this afternoon of Jessie Duarte. Instead, he will send a video. 2 days ago, the former President president sent a video footage message to Jessie Duarte wishing her a speedy recovery. The suspended Secretary General of the ANC, Ace Mahashule, is also already inside the family home and is now waiting for the arrival of the ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa and the Deputy President David Dabete Mabuza.
Samgele Masego joining us there live, and thank you very much for that live report. We'll be coming back to you as you continue to monitor the arrival of the ruling party's top 6 there.